Well, well, well. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I would like to call a fine session of belt to ass. True Edge Sports, the organization that willingly put out that slanderous article about a George Pickens, or the slanderous emails about George Pickens and him abandoning the kids. Man, them kids in Pittsburgh. Looks like they're singing a slightly different tune now. I wonder what could have possibly happened. It couldn't have possibly been all of the negative press that y'all got from putting out that foolishness about George Pickens, and people like myself and other outlets picking it up and tearing y'all a new one and exposing y'all for the con artists that y'all actually are, for wanting to get on George Pickens' ass but not wanting to give full refunds to the parents of these kids that's supposed to be an event for the kids. For the kids. Let's get right into it, man. We covered this a day or two ago. If y'all want to see that original video, go check that out. I'll also have it linked in the pinned comment below so y'all can see the first one. I'll probably have to pop up or something like that as well. Let's get right into it, man, because sometimes getting on people's asses actually works. And that's why people in this world need their asses got on a lot more than what they get. Pause. I ain't gonna pause. I'm wrong. Shut your up. All right, so this is from Jordan Schultz. He says this statement from True Edge Sports addressing the very overblown narrative surrounding Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens that claims he backed out of his Pittsburgh football camp at the last minute. The company says their initial statement was inappropriate. Now, I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to make a very profound point that we as Cowboys fans, we need to take this moment, we need to take a snapshot of this moment in our head and understand the type of power that we have. I'm going to get to that in just a second, man. But first, the article reads, or the statement reads, at True Edge Sports, we take pride in fostering strong relationships. Hold on. Let me do something else.
At True Edge Sports, we take pride in fostering strong relationships with athletes, families, and communities we serve. Recently, a statement was issued regarding our scheduled youth camp with George Pickens that did not accurately reflect the full scope of communication or the context surrounding the event. At no point did George communicate with us directly, and our communications with George's representatives led to confusion about the camp status and future direction. Regrettably, the language used in our original message mischaracterized George's intent and actions. While our frustration stemmed from the uncertainty surrounding the event, it was never our intention to publicly question George's professionalism, integrity, or commitment to the community. We now understand that the tone and implications of our message were not only inappropriate, but inconsistent with our values as an organization. We recognize that he was navigating a significant career transition during this time, and that his team kept open lines of communication with us.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but I heard a couple of points in there that yours truly brought up in my expose on their ass. How could you possibly criticize a man for not showing up for a community event at a time where he was ripped out the community, kicked out the state, and moved to somewhere else? How can you possibly criticize that man for that? And like I alluded to at the beginning of this video, how can you possibly try to cast dispersion upon how his integrity or any of that other stuff is, or his commitment to the community, which, by the way, them kids. George Pickens ain't got no more commitments to the Pittsburgh Steelers community. His commitment now is to the DFW area, the greater DFW area in North Texas, the great state of Texas, with these kids out here, more than likely all the white kids out in South Lake and stuff, man. You know how these players be doing, man. They love going out to South Lake and all that. But seriously, George Pickens' commitment is to the Cowboys community now. The Pittsburgh Steelers need to let this go. And these True Edge Sports people, Don't try to backtrack now. You thought you were cute. You was trying to hustle off the back of George Pickens originally. Originally, you said you directly communicated with George Pickens. We ain't forget. This is what the original emails looked like that they sent about George Pickens. It said, "Dear families, thank you for your patience in regards to the George Pickens Youth Football Camp scheduled for the June 28th at Highmark Stadium. As many of you know, George Pickens was traded to the Dallas Cowboys on May 7th. Immediately following the trade, our team contacted George's representation to confirm whether he would still honor his commitment to the Pittsburgh event." First of all, bro, who do y'all think y'all are, man? You don't think that George Pickens got more important stuff to get in line, more important business to get in line than for y'all, a youth football camp, True Edge Sports, to be trying to reach out to this man immediately after he got traded, bruh? You don't think that y'all might get bad information if you reach out immediately after someone makes a major life change as it pertains to how they're going to be able to use their time? This was completely on y'all bad, bruh. This is stupid, man. All right. Then it says, "We were promptly assured that George remained committed to the camp and intended to show up for the families who had registered. Based on that confirmation, we communicated this directly to you via email and text on May 9th. Unfortunately, as of last week, True Edge was notified by George's team that he has decided to walk back on his word and is no longer interested in attending the camp." Look how they dressed that up. Walk back on his word, bro. Y'all communicated with his team. His team probably didn't have a chance to communicate with him just yet because he was still trying to figure out what his life was about to look like, bro. This is crazy. We are deeply frustrated. Let us be clear. We are deeply frustrated by this decision and the position it has placed all of us in. Our team at True Edge was fully prepared to host a camp this Saturday because we were led to believe George would follow through on his commitment. His sudden decision to back out not only reflects a disappointing lack of accountability, but also shows a disregard for the families and children who were excited to meet him. Them kids. We are incredibly disappointed by his actions, and his actions do not express the goals or motives of True Edge Sports. That said, we are determined for this event to be a wonderful experience for you all. As soon as we were informed of George's decision, our team went to preserve this event. We are pleased to share that Steelers tight end Pat Freiermuth has officially committed to stepping in as a guest for this camp. Additionally, we are actively in talks with multiple other Steelers players and fully intend to build out an exciting lineup that delivers value to every family. As new players are confirmed, we will notify you immediately. Then we skip forward a little bit, then they throw some more slugs at George. Let us say again, we are incredibly frustrated by George Pickens' lack of professionalism and his decision to abandon the commitment he personally confirmed after his trade. He didn't personally confirm it. You said his team. You, in this very same email, just said his team was in contact with you. Wow. We've been forced to navigate the situation with zero notice, and while we are not responsible for his actions, we are doing everything in our power to exceed expectations and create a memorable event for your family. And you see how they keep trying to play on people's emotions, bro. They keep bringing in their family. They're trying to elicit an emotional response against George Pickens, bro. We also want to apologize for the delay in this update. We worked tirelessly behind the scenes to pivot, replace talent, and solidify our new lineup before reaching back out. Thank you for your understanding, patience, and continued support. Please be on the lookout for further information. Wow. So after them ripping George Pickens a new one in that damn email, they want to come back and talk about, no, we weren't trying to do that. No, yes, y'all did. And quite frankly, the Pittsburgh Steelers players shouldn't even be working with y'all janky promoter asses, bro. Y'all gonna sit here and go in on this dude when he was traded? You didn't think for a second that maybe there was a little bit of miscommunication along the way because his whole entire life just flipped upside down? Yo, we don't accept your apology. We don't accept your apology, and we hope that nothing else you do is successful. That's all I got to say, man. And just a little bit of real talk. I need y'all to pay attention to the power that we as Cowboys fans have when we're actually united in what we're feeling and what message we're trying to get across. We all pretty much was like, F them kids, man. Y'all are effed up for this article against George Pickens. And literally within 24 to 48 hours, they had to come back and recant those statements because we all dogpiled them. Take note of what that unity does to different organizations, what it does to the media. Take note of that, y'all. We got to be on the same page, man. How about them Cowboys? Peace. We got you, George.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Woo, oh, shut up, my boy. Hey, I'm still them boys.